One, two, three, four. Well, life is still sweet like honeysuckle vine. The smell of spring, it's my favorite time. I take a deep breath and I start to unwind. 'Cause life is still sweet. Life is still sweet like wood fires in the fall. The smell of snow and a morning dove's call. I take a deep breath and I bless them all. 'Cause life is still sweet. Oh, I run around like a chicken without my head. Some days I wish I could stay in bed. It could be worse. You know I might be dead. That's why it feels so good to say it's so sweet. It's so sweet. Oh, I run around like that chicken without my head. Some days I just wanna stay in bed. It could be worse. You know I might be dead. That's why it feels so good to say that life is still sweet, like playing this guitar, a single malt whiskey and a Cuban cigar. I take a deep breath and I'm gonna bless them for what they are, 'cause life is still sweet.
It's hard to believe that Jane Eamon gave up music at one point in her life because friends said she wasn't that good. The Kelowna-based poet and songwriter had moved out west in the 1970s to busk on the streets of Vancouver and pursue a career in music. When her husband dared her to write a song for a contest in 1998, it reignited her career as a musician, and Jane is now a fixture of the Okanagan folk scene.
It's so sweet. It's so sweet.
I gave up when I was 21. Somebody told me I wasn't any good, so I pawned my guitar for $25 and didn't play for almost 26 years. Didn't play, didn't sing, didn't write, didn't do anything. There used to be a thing in BC called the BC Festival of the Arts, and they had a songwriting component, and it was new. I think it was, I applied the second year they had it, and Gord dared me to write a song because he knew that I could. And I wrote this horrible song. Oh, geez, it was a horrible song. Luckily, it's long forgotten. But I got accepted, and I was the second oldest person there. I would think I was 46, and they thought I thought they'd made a mistake, that they didn't know, they didn't know anything about me, so if they had known about me, they wouldn't have brought me there. But it's where I met Stephen Fearing, and I met some amazing songwriters, and I got a chance to go 2 years in a row, and it's been there ever since. My mom and I actually had our intelligence, some kind of a brain test done, and we're 50-50 split, my mom and I. And there's 5 kids in our family. And my mom and I are the only ones in the whole family that have this right down the middle split, where there's 50% really, really practical and really analytical and linear, and then this very creative writer. My mom's a painter, like very creative, but it's right down the middle. So we don't lean either way. It's frustrating when you're trying to be creative because your analytical side comes in and chops you off at the knees. And when you're trying to do very specific deadline-driven things, the creative side goes, yeah, whatever, it's not that big of a deal. If you don't get it done today, you get it done tomorrow. And so there's a little bit of a conflict sometimes. If I had to choose between performing live and studio work is very naked and it's very raw. which means that every tiny little sound, that guitar sound and squeak and breath and crack in your voice and everything is heard, like everything. Like it's so minute. It's like this little micro world. Whereas on a stage, you go with the moment, right? Like you've got this feeling that you're in the middle of this moment and you're crying, and even though you played the wrong note or your fingernail got caught or something like that, you just keep going because you're so caught up in the emotion of the moment, right? So for live performance, I really like that part of it because it doesn't matter if you make mistakes. Like they say, you know, start well, end well, and screw up in the middle, you know, and that's good because the audience will forgive you for that. But in a studio, you can't really do that because everything is there. And you're listening to it really loudly on big headphones, and you hear every squeak in the chair and every time you snorted and everything, you know. So I love that part of it, but it scares me. It scares me to death to be in a studio, even though I love it. I like the process of building something, but live performance is way more fun.
Takes a brave man to live on these plains. John Wayne would have loved this, the ride in the range, where mountain men, prospectors still work claims under the big sky. Wild horses still run to here, I guess, like the ones that rode for the Pony Express. And now they're a tour stop, there to impress under the big sky. And under the big sky, can't help but feel small and wonder how we got here at all, when the first things you buy are a horse and a plow, and you hope you're gonna make it somehow. It tests the mettle of a man, how much he can bear, when the snow starts a-drifting and there's nothing out here but red rock canyons and pronghorn deer under the big sky. Under the big sky, you can't help but feel small and wonder how we got here at all, when the first things you buy are a horse and a plow, and you hope you're gonna make it somehow. Well, there's a rusted old truck at the side of the road. It's a marker of sorts of the land's heavy load, and the toll that it takes when you're looking for gold under the big sky. Yeah, the toll that it takes when you're looking for gold under the big sky.
For more information on this week's performers, find them on the web.
Living for, I say, I want the world to ring with the songs of love I long to sing. I want the world to know that anything is possible to love. I want the world to ring with the songs of love I long to sing. I want the world to know that anything is possible. One world.